Focus, a weekly program about important issues and events in the two Virginias.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this edition of In Focus. This morning, we're putting the spotlight on some upcoming events in Bluefield, West Virginia. One of them is called Madness in the Mountains. It's a big car show, and it raises money for a great cause. So mark your calendars because it's coming up in the middle of next month, Saturday, May 14th, to be exact. Joining me now to share more information is Bluefield City Manager Cecil Marson. Cecil, it's great to have you in the studio. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. This is awesome.
Yeah, really excited to share information with our viewers about this upcoming event. So what exactly is Madness in the Mountains and who is putting it together?
So it's pretty awesome. It's a young guy named Chad Hutchinson and his wife, and I think it's pretty exciting. We've got some young people in the community trying to do some great things for us. So Chad's, this is his third year. It's about 400 or 500 cars that are going to be there from all over the country. And then also at the end of it, we're going to have a huge concert. So, and of course, all the proceeds go to Ronald McDonald House. But I think it's going to be getting through COVID, and I think it's going to be a good way to get this summer kicked off, and a great thing for the whole region here.
Right, and a great family-friendly event. Come on out. I mean, bring your kids and your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend to see these neat cars. The band coming from Minnesota, too.
Yeah, it's a band called Hairball. They're an 80s tribute band, so for all the folks in my age group, hey, you're going to hear Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, and they're phenomenal. They do costume changes. I mean, it's a huge light show. I mean, it's going to be really first class, and Chad's done a phenomenal job getting this thing put together.
All right, well, good work, Chad. It sounds like this event is going to be a blast. So let's go over the basics again for our viewers. What is the date? We're talking Saturday, May 14th, but how about the time? Where's this going to be located, and how much does it cost?
So it's going to be May 14th. It's going to be out at the Mitchell and Bowen Stadium and Mitchell Stadium. The concert will be right outside Bowen Stadium, so that's going to be a great deal. And it's going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning. Car show will go all day. There's going to be bouncy houses, things for the kids to do, food out there. So it's going to be a great event. And then that evening, 8 o'clock, kicks off this great concert, and it'll be awesome. Now, online, you can buy the tickets now for $25. And all the folks need to do is go on to www.rockthevirginias.com, and you can get your tickets. And it'll be $40 at the gate if you get them last minute.
Okay, great. And I know I saw some online sources were saying 7 p.m. for the concert. Is it definitely 8 or folks?
I'm sorry. Well, so 7 o'clock will kind of be the pre-show,
gotcha.
And then it gets rocking at 8 o'clock. But they're gonna, Bowen Park sponsoring some of the amenities out there, so that'll all go back to Bowen Park for our baseball. So it's going to be a great event involving everybody.
Right, and the other great cause, the Ronald McDonald House of Southern West Virginia.
Yeah, this is kind of Chad's pet project that he's, kind of what he's done this for the last 3 years. And of course, his family owns Bluestone Health Clinic. So he's just a super guy, and he's young, and I think he's a good example for all of us of some of the young folks in our area giving back and trying to do something great for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, is there a discount if you get tickets ahead of time? We already had people calling our station actually asking the same question. They were like, will I get a discount if I buy ahead of time?
You will. I mean, so right now, if you buy ahead of time, they'll be $25. Now, if you go to the gate and last minute, it'll be $40. So you want to buy now and get them as quick as you can.
Save your $15 if you can.
That's right. And then you can spend on food and some other stuff while you're out there having a good time.
Yeah. All right. So, Cecil, where can folks purchase their tickets? Let's remind them of that as well.
Yeah. So all you need to do is you can go online. It is www.rockthevirginias.com. Go right on there. It's on eBrite, and you can click right on the website, and you can buy your tickets. And of course, if for some reason you can't do that, of course, last minute, they'll be selling tickets right there at the gate, and let everybody get in.
All right. So let's talk more about how Madness in the Mountains got started, how long it's been around. I saw something online that said about 3 years. What's the origin of this neat event?
Well, I think in some of the other areas, I think Princeton's done a really good job with some of their car shows, and Chad, of course, is a big car buff, and he really likes it. And I think we have a big community of car fans here and work on older cars. So he wanted to have something that, recognize all the great work that goes on with the vehicles here. And so he came with this brainchild of his, and then, of course, he thought about the Ronald McDonald House. And it's just kind of grown. And we were talking the other day, and folks from Delaware, folks from all the way down in Georgia are already signing up to come. So he's got tons of awards. So there's some really good recognition for the folks that put, so much thousands of dollars and so much effort in these cars. But it's going to be beautiful, and we're going to have a packed area here in the city, and it's going to be great for the businesses, and both Bluefields be great. and then have a great time for all the community.
Yeah, and that's great that people are coming from as far away as Georgia, Delaware, and the word has really spread about this event too.
Yeah, and you know, just this past weekend we had a great big show in Bluefield to Granada, and I think folks are starting to really see that how wonderful the people are here, how beautiful the city is, and this is just another event, I think, to showcase how great the two Bluefields are in this region, you know, here in Mercer County.
And Cecil, what's new this year? We touched a little bit on that rock band called Hairball that will be performing. Is there anything new or different this year that you're aware of compared to past years?
Well, I think this year will definitely be much bigger. So the variety of cars you'll see are pretty amazing. But the band's the big one. I mean, Chad is, this is a big project for him, bringing this band in. And they are really popular, and I think with their stage show, I mean, we got about a 40-foot stage that we're going to set up out there for them, and it's going to be costume changes. I mean, it's going to be like we're taking a time warp back into the 80s, and I think it's going to be really awesome. So it's going to be a good event.
Yeah, that'll be neat to hear. Some Motley Crue, AC/DC.
That's right.
You name it, the music from the 80s will be there.
That's right.
And why do you think it's important to have this event, a fun family event here in Bluefield, but also simultaneously it's raising money for a great cause? Why is it important to have an event just like that here in our region?
Well, I think that's what brings the outsiders in to see how great the city is. And like the rest of the country, you know, we've had 2 years of COVID, which has been very difficult. I think our kids are looking for something fun to do. The adults are looking for something fun to do. And I think all great cities, all great areas do these types of events, and we are a great place. So I'm just super excited to get everybody here and do something wonderful.
So what kind of prep, effort, manpower, you name it, does it take to put together an event of this magnitude? I can imagine a lot of work goes into it.
Yeah, I mean, we've probably had 6 or 7 meetings. I mean, we've worked closely with the folks at Granada to have some expertise on sound to get that. I mean, it's going to take our public works. We've got to section off the area out there to make sure we keep everybody safe. Of course, it's going to take the police. It's going to take help from Bluefield, Virginia, because they're right there on the border. So we're working with their city manager and their mayor as well. And of course, tons of volunteers we're going to need for security and working the booths and setting the cars in the morning, make sure nobody's car gets hurt as we get them all parked out there in the stadium and section it off. So these projects are not easy, and that's why I'm so excited we have somebody young like Chad and his wife and family that are taking this on, because it's going to benefit all of us.
Yeah, definitely, and it sounds like he has a real passion for this event and having it right here in our area. Now, what can people expect as far as the vintage cars? Are we talking about like a wide range of antique cars that will be set up there?
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll see everything from a Shelby Cobra to a Mustang to some more modern Corvettes, but he's got all these different categories and classes. So I think, if anybody's a car buff out there, and of course, Cole Harley's going to have a lot of motorcycles out there as well. So, and there'll be some ATVs as well. So you're going to get a good snapshot of all kinds of vehicles out there. So if you have any desire to see what's the latest and greatest in some of our great history of American vehicles, it'll be out there.
Well, I'm just interested to see a Model T or Model A Ford, if there's any of those still in existence.
I think there'll be some of those out there as well. So that'll be awesome.
That would be really cool. Now, if someone's still interested in signing up and they want to bring out their antique car, is there still time to do that?
There absolutely is. Chad's still taking folks to sign up. All you need to do for that is go to www.madnessinthemountains.com and talk directly with Chad and get your form in. We'd love to have your car there. It'll be beautiful.
All right. Well, thank you, Cecil. We do have to take a quick break. We have much more to talk about, including some other events coming up in Bluefield. We'll be right back.
Awesome.
Welcome back to this edition of In Focus, everyone. We're talking about Madness in the Mountains event. It's going to be a great antique car show, live music, a group coming all the way from Minnesota to perform here, and the proceeds go to a great cause. It goes back to Bowen Field, and it also goes to the Ronald McDonald House of Southern West Virginia. So lots of fun things planned on Saturday, May 14th. Joining us again is Bluefield City Manager Cecil Marson. Cecil, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here. I appreciate it, Melinda. Thank you for what you do, too. You do a great job.
Oh, that means a lot. Thank you. So I know you mentioned that we're expecting more people this year. Why do you think that is? Why is there going to be a bigger influx this year? Is it due to the pandemic kind of waning, or what's the reason for that?
Well, I think that's a part of it. I think Chad's been very successful the last 2 years, and I think there's a big desire to get outside and get your family outdoors. And I think the concert's new, so that's a big additive. And I think adding that concert, I think of no better way to kick off our summer and have a great time.
Are there still sponsorships available if someone's interested?
Yeah, absolutely. Chad's still taking sponsorships, and absolutely those proceeds will, help us with the band a little bit, but they will go to the Ronald McDonald House, and that's really where we want the money to go.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Now, what about volunteer opportunities? We talked about how this takes a lot of effort to put on. I'm sure there's someone out there watching who maybe wants to get involved. How do they go about doing that, and what would their roles be?
They can absolutely contact City Hall. We'd love to have you. Or you can go directly, you can get on the Madison and Mountains website and check in with Chad or get a hold of Chad Hutchinson. But if you call the city, hey, we'll be happy to take volunteers. You're absolutely welcome. And there'll be everything from helping man some of the booths, helping us set up in the morning with marking off all the cars, and also some of the security to mark around where we're going to have all the patrons that can watch the concert and do that. So it'll be great. But there's plenty of work out there, and we'd love to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. Get involved, and especially if you're a car buff or car fan and you like that sort of thing, here's your chance to get out there and see all the array of cars set up. So is there a VIP package available this year, and if so, what would that entail?
No, there's absolutely VIP packages. Again, if you get on the www.rockthevirginia's website, it's right there for you. But that can get you some special seating so you can view the concert and some different spots if you'd like. And then there's some bigger ticket deals in there with that as well.
Now, I know we mentioned food earlier, and that's a big thing with an all-day event. People want some good food. What vendors might be available? What food options?
So we're going to have a bunch of food trucks out there, and of course Bowen Park as well is going to sell food as well. So they're going to move some of their food out from the concession stands, and they're going to have some of the concession stands open inside the ballpark. So you're going to have a multitude of options out there to choose from, and I think it's going to be pretty great. And you can also go to downtown Bluefield after you visit the cars, or go over to Bluefield, Virginia, and get some great food there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea. So once you're done and you want to go sit at a restaurant, there's plenty of options in our area. About how many vintage car owners have participated in the past, roughly?
In the past, I think he's had around 300 and 350, and this year we're hoping to get above 450 to 500. So it's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, that would be a decent increase, too.
Oh, it's going to be, I mean, the whole parking lot's going to be packed with vehicles, so it's going to be a great day.
And how has the word gotten out, especially in our region up and down the East Coast, about this event? Was it an ad campaign? How did the word get out about it?
Yeah, we've worked extremely close with, of course, the Telegraph here in town. We've worked closely with the radio station. Chad's on numerous Facebook groups, so there's quite a pretty big cohort of these different car clubs that Chad's, for the last couple of years has worked very closely with. So that's all been advertised, and of course his websites and linking them on social media. So it's going to be a great hit. We're really excited.
And I can imagine that there's going to be a number of people coming from around the region too. Let's talk about how that really does bolster our economy here locally for the local businesses, hotels, you name it, to have folks coming from all over the East Coast and the region coming right here to Bluefield.
Yeah, the second, third order effect of having them here is just huge. I mean, they come in, they want to have a place to stay, they want to eat a meal, take their kids out, they want to go shop. So it just blankets our entire area, and then they get a real view of what kind of folks live here and how wonderful everybody in Bluefield is, how great it is to be in West Virginia. And hopefully maybe someone will stay and come bring their businesses here and stay with us.
It sounds like this could be an annual event, that this is the third time this has happened. Do you picture, based on your conversations with Chad, that it will be something folks can expect every spring in our area?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the things we're trying to do in the city, kind of like the Beaver Graham game and Lemonade Days, we're trying to build these kind of gates of big events that we do every year that folks can plan around and know, hey, like the Holiday of Lights for Christmas, everybody knows that we do that. And what we do for Christmas City, we want to build these kind of traditions for our community so everybody knows, hey, this is what's happening. So when family comes in and visits, there's something for them to do. So this is absolutely, we hope it's a roaring success this year, and we can do it again for the next 20, 30 years.
All right, well, I swear you must have read my mind, Cecil, because the Christmas City was where I was going next with this interview. I was already thinking about it because we recently covered the town hall meeting and we previewed it. share with our viewers more on what's been happening as far as talks about the Christmas City events coming up later this year.
Yeah, I think one of the big things is trying to connect the holiday of lights with the downtown, and how do we build that trail system to kind of give folks a nice gateway into Bluefield. So we're had a great town hall the other night, brought in the community. We're gonna have a couple more of those, and we're looking for some more volunteers, but we're to build that gateway so, honestly, they come down and enjoy our businesses. And we get the folks downtown. We got a beautiful downtown. We've got so much going on. And we just want to make sure that, we had 60,000 folks this past year come through the Holiday of Lights.
Wow.
I want to make sure that they come to downtown Bluefield and go to our businesses and continue to grow our downtown. And then, of course, also trying to figure out how we get the other districts in the city incorporated into that as well. I mean, we've got a lot of folks with a lot of interest. We'd like to get the north side of Bluefield, the east side of Bluefield, south side of Bluefield, and really give folks a kind of full 360 of our city, of how beautiful it is, and really have a great Christmas. I mean, we're very unique in the fact that all the things we do for the most part are free. So it's for everybody in this region to come, enjoy something with their kids and their grandparents and their families, and it was just a genius idea by folks a long time ago that decided to build this out of scratch. And our job is to build off their great work and just making it more awesome.
And I know last year there was a parade. There were a whole bunch of a week-long series of events in Bluefield, and of course, like you mentioned, the city park is decorated beautifully with all the lights. What do you picture now as far as adding to all the great things that were already added last year and adding more to it as West Virginia's Christmas city?
Well, I think we want to add a lot more lights in more parts of the town, just to continue to build off of that. We did some exploratory work with the Arts Center. We put some LED lights on the top that change colors. We'd like to get a cityscape here in the city that highlights that. We're looking at a big mural project as you come into the city. It kind of welcomes you to Bluefield, West Virginia's Christmas city. So we're trying to figure out how to get that done. We're also doing some looking very closely at project mapping, which is when you project, we'd like to get some 3D holograms of Santa Claus moving, around the downtown. And then, of course, working with the business owners, figure out more ways to get them front and center. So there's things for those folks to do. And we've talked to some of the hotels and the Visitors Bureau here in Mercer County, to do packages for our Airbnbs and our bed and breakfasts to really entice folks to come here. And hey, spend a couple days. This is all you can do, and this is our schedule. And another big piece is really trying to figure out how we market to the ATV crowd and get those folks that are out on the trails to come down and enjoy our Christmas as well.
Right, and get off the trails and get up to the Bluefield City Park and see all the fantastic lights.
Absolutely. Maybe get them incorporated in our parade and build this parade and just do all those great traditions that make Christmas wonderful.
Yeah, lots of great things happening in the Bluefield area. We do have more to talk about, including a cleanup effort.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll be talking about that on the other side of this break. Stay with us. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to this edition of In Focus. Well, we've been having a great time talking with Bluefield City Manager Cecil Marson about the upcoming Madness in the Mountains event. And we talked about Bluefield being the Christmas city and some planning ahead for that this upcoming year. Now, I understand there's also a cleanup event happening. Yeah,
we've got a huge cleanup event on the 15th of this month, and we're super excited. We've got some of the seniors from Bluefield High School, probably about 100 of those. We've got some kids from Bluefield State College, about 150 kids from Bluefield State College. And you've got the folks in the city and then at the City Hall. And then, of course, we have some folks from Recovery Point. And we're hoping the businesses and the local community will see us out there in our vests picking up trash. But, this is our home. This is where we live. I love this city. It's the greatest place in the world. And I think if we can all come together and get a nice spring cleanup, it's our first step. Any big project, any big build out starts with the first individual picking up some trash on the side of the road. So I'm excited to get out there and clean up some of these areas and make this place beautiful, because we're going to have all these guests come visit this summer. And it's a wonderful place. And so I'm super excited. We've had this project we've been working very closely with Bluefield State College and their teams and their athletes. And this is really kind of a build off of that, but we thought, hey, it'd be great if we could get the young people out and they can set the example for us and have them out cleaning up, and then hopefully that'll trigger a bigger team effort to keep ourselves clean and take care of our areas. So Cecil, when is that cleanup event and where
in Bluefield? Is that going to be, or Mercer County?
No, so it's going to start, so all month is clean month in Mercer County. But this is going to be the 15th, it's a Friday. We're going to start about 8:30 in the morning. The high school kids are going to be predominantly up near the high school in Cumberland, and then probably work their way down to college off of Cumberland. Bluefield State will be on the north side of town. The city, along with Recovery Point, are going to work on Bland, down to the downtown. We're going to send some folks out to the park. We'll work Cherry Street and Stadium. And then we're just encouraging, you know, folks in their businesses just to, hey, let some of your great employees go out for 30 minutes, 45 minutes to pick up your general areas. And then the residents, hey, if you need help and you see me out there walking around and you need help clean some stuff up because it's tough to get to, hey, just point to one of these strong high school or college kids or me, and hey, we'll help you out and help you clean up. And then everybody just puts it out where they normally put their trash, and then our great public works will come pick it up.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned also about the area, like athletes and students who are stepping up to help. Share with our viewers more information about what they've been doing to help with the efforts in Bluefield, helping folks out.
Yeah, so, you know, with the high school kids, I had a great conversation with Ed Toman and Mike Collins at the high school, trying to figure out, okay, hey, let's get a team effort here and build it in. And so, you know, we got a great senior class this year. It's about to graduate. And Principal Collins, Big Mike, had said, hey, let's get the senior class out. So they're going to be rocking and rolling 8:30 in the morning, and we're going to get them out. And, you know, with President Cape Hart and his team, and Felicia Oates and Derek Price, the athletic director, we've been working this process with their athletic teams. And a big part of Bluefield State's plan is to be a part of a community service project. So this is the first big step in that, to get them out and let all these kids see these great athletes and great student athletes at the college. And they're going to do some good stuff to help us and help a lot of residents that need help. And that's what we do. That's what a small, great city like Bluefield does. We help each other. And we're going to do it. We're going to put our money where our mouth is and get out there and try to do some good.
And I know you're relatively new to this position. You've been in Bluefield a little bit, but share with our viewers a little bit of background about you. You replaced Dane Rideout, what, about a year or more ago now?
About 7 months ago.
Okay.
7 months ago. So I'm a career military guy. So I'm a West Virginia native. So West Virginia is my first love. And I spent about 27 years in the Army. And I had always envisioned at some point in my career I would come back to West Virginia. I know there's always this talk about folks leaving and never coming back, but I promised myself I would do it, and I had the great fortune and luck to be able to come back, and thank God Bluefield hired me, and I'm just ecstatic to be here. And West Virginia's my home, Bluefield's my home now. Got a young boy at the high school, and my wife's from Texas, but she loves Bluefield too, and we're just honored to be here. And I want to give the city and the county and the area my best shot to do the best to keep moving us forward.
Well, welcome to you and your wife and your son, and thank you for making Bluefield your home.
Thank you. I love it. Thanks for having me, I tell you.
And what part of West Virginia are you from originally?
I'm from a little place called Elkins. It's,
Elkins, I've heard of Elkins.
Up in Randolph County, real close to Snowshoe and Canaan Valley, and then I went to college up at Morgantown, up at WVU. So I'm a true blue West Virginia guy, so I am so happy to be home and be back. And
thank you for your military service, and you worked at West Point as well.
I did. West Point was my last assignment, so it was really great. I got to see some really great kids up there that are going to be our future leaders, and it was a great place to kind of end my career, and I'm just happy, and I'm trying to bring all that I learned up there through my career back here to Bluefield, and we'll do some great things together.
What are a couple of things that you'd like to accomplish looking ahead in the next year or so? What would you like to accomplish as city manager?
I think for me is just working with all the community to continue to build this culture of family and team and take care of each other. I know it's been really tough for a lot of us with COVID the last 2 years, and you know, hey, my family was in the coal business, so I have a very firm, good appreciation of the challenges of that. But I do think our better days are ahead of us. We've had a lot of huge successes, and for me, it's just driving that business growth and that sense of community, and you know, looking at housing. I know we have some housing challenges here, and trying to clean up some of the dilapidated structures and blight. But really, it's to bring businesses and create events that folks can rally around. But I think really for me, it's to highlight and put front and center that Bluefield's, you know, the greatest place on earth to live, and bring folks here to join our family and be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And full circle back to the event on May 14th. We have a graphic that we can pull up on your screens at home so you can see that. So again, it's coming up May 14th. You can buy tickets early. It's $25 if you do so.
That's right.
So save $15 because otherwise if you wait until Saturday the 14th, you're looking at $40 at the door.
That's right.
So try to get your tickets early. And Cecil, again, where can folks go to get those tickets?
All you need to do is go to www.rockthevirginias.com. You jump right on there and it'll say ticket purchase, and you can go right there and get your tickets.
Okay, perfect. And then car registration for the antique cars, you can certainly do that still.
Yep, absolutely. And just go to www.madnessinthemountains and jump right on that website, and you get your car registered, and it'll be great. And we look forward to seeing you and meeting you. I'll be out there.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So again, May 14th, car registration starts at 8 in the morning. Car show starts at 9. Concert starts at 7 that evening with the band coming all the way from Minnesota. So go check them out for some of the 80s classics. Just sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Be like my prom, so I'm ready to go, so it'll be good.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. Well, Cecil, thank you so much for joining us, sharing more about this event, other great things happening in Bluefield, and more about yourself as well.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
And if you're interested in being featured on the show, you can send me an email anytime. That email is mzosh, M-Z-O-S-H, @WVVA.com. The show is about people and events in the two Virginias. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Fortunately, we've run out of time, but we hope you have a great day. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you.